There's a lot of podcasts actually around and a lot of video production around. And what I think SchlickArt has done that has been so amazing is that they have come up with this great merge, if you will, this great combination, combining podcasting and video for the sake of content.
So why we're here today is Amanda here with Ask Amanda actually was the first person to come into our studio to create her first series of video podcasting with us. So I wanted to sit down today and talk with Amanda about what that means, how that has helped her business, how that has helped draw traffic towards her website. So why would you do this, Amanda?
So basically, I was looking for a way to get more content because how do people know what I actually do, which I'm a small business consultant. I help small business owners solve the everyday problems that they have. And it's very difficult for small business owners to think about how I can help them. So one of the ways I wanted to do that was create this podcast. And I've been asked quite a bit to create a podcast, as you know.
Many times.
And I just hadn't said yes to it yet because I just wasn't figuring out what am I going to do with the content. Like a podcast, big deal. I don't know that my audience is actually all there on audio only. I wanted to create a podcast, but I also wanted a video aspect of it because I wanted to be able to share my messaging on two different platforms. Same messaging, but divide that up. And then I also do a couple other things with that once you guys get it to me. Once I get the edited version delivered to me, I then do other things with it. Like I strip it down, I create like a blog format, I strip it down into smaller pieces for social media. So think about that. One piece of content divided up into 5 different ways.
Now let's think about that for a second. If you did an ad with a magazine, a written bio, or you went to a networking event and sponsored a networking event, that is very much a one-time thing. Once that piece of content has been published once, it's not like you can then take that and move it to different places. And once that's only gone out, to one place, it's done. It's ended. The ad has ended, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to, find the next thing or move on to the next thing or publish it again and publish it again. And, you're paying a lot of money every single time that you do that. Same with a networking event. Mm-hmm. You may sponsor a networking event and it may cost you, $2,000, $3,000, sometimes $5,000 to sponsor that community event. And you're limited to the audience that is in the room. Now, question 1, is the audience in that room your target audience?
Or how can you actually go talk to every single person in that room?
100%.
Yeah.
And while you do get a lot out of that, and I firmly believe in sponsoring community events, there is definitely a place for that. But if you are trying to reach your target audience from doing that, you might be looking at it in the wrong way. We do that kind of thing to, help and support our community versus if you're looking to actually reach your target audience, what are you doing to execute that?
Yeah.
This is a great way because this product will live in so many different...
It's evergreen.
It's evergreen, and It lives in so many different platforms online. So your YouTube platform, your social media platforms, your website, how much content and how much video do you actually have sitting on your website for people to be drawn to your website to get people on your online home? Amanda, can you talk to me more about what you mean about breaking up the content through your different platforms?
Yeah, so it's great. Actually, the video podcast allows me to create one piece of content and then convert it into video. Obviously, it's recorded and now I have a video. And then it gives me a podcast option for those that want to watch or those that want to listen. And then I break it up again and I make it into a blog format for those that want to read. So I like to meet my clients where they are. Some people are very visual and they want to watch. Some people are very audio, they want to listen, and the others just want to read. So at any point, I have the same messaging, the same piece of content delivered in all 3 different ways. It really is the smartest way to market. We are all, as business owners, we are starving to find content. Starving it. We're actually it's running scarce, right? Because there's so much pressure to post once a day and create videos. This is one way to do it and cover all your bases. I don't know, it's like the smartest piece of marketing that you could possibly do. So that's what I mean by breaking it up. And let me share some stats. With the 4 that I have out right now, the 4 video podcasts that I have out right now, I have 350 podcast downloads, which is pretty substantial being that I'm brand new to the market, to the podcast market. And I've got over 2,000 views on YouTube alone on just those Ask Amanda Show podcast, which is pretty substantial. I mean, where can you go that you can get 2,000 views on your content, your message in a community event or a networking event, or maybe even with your ad? I'm just trying to say it's a whole nother way to get your message out. The other thing I really want to notice, because I do book business from my website, and a lot of business owners do, right? Or that's where you want to send them eventually to your website, right? It's where you close the deal. I've had a 93.4% increase on original clicks to my website just since I've launched the Ask Amanda Show. So it's huge, you guys. Like, this video podcasting, it's no joke. It's a great tool. And if you have a message, part of your business, which we're going to talk about in a second, I really want you to consider it.
I just want to add just a couple of things to give you, to really hammer it home what this means, and so you have something to compare it to. Because again, you can reach 2,000 people by maybe doing some print advertising, maybe sending out some flyers, but it has a sell-by date, so to speak. This, as Amanda used the term before, is evergreen. This is just 4 months. 4 months.
Yeah.
Not
years.
Not years. And not a one-time thing. People will come and find these podcasts for months, for years, moving forward. That content will always be there for people to find. And we've all done it. We've all gone online and found a piece of content that was maybe created in 2016, 2017, 2018, and it's still relevant, and they've learned something new, and they didn't even realize that it was from 4 or 5 years ago. So keeping that in mind, that this is evergreen and it's constantly building and it's constantly out there, and keeping it online is,
That's what we want.
And totally affordable.
Yes.
You own your YouTube channel, you own your website, you can keep it up there for as long as you need it to be. So I just wanted you to have a think about those numbers, because they're, those are some very poignant numbers in just 4 months, Amanda.
Especially being brand new.
You must be so proud.
I am 4 months. It's exciting. But let's go back to talk about who actually would benefit from being in this world of video podcasting.
Absolutely. So I'm going to reach out first to, my business owners, my professionals, my executives. You're trying to reach your target audience with your message, with your, educating your clients on what you do and who you serve, and, how you can help your target audience, your community. How are you putting out those messages? Video podcasting, this is literally what video podcasting is for, is to get those messages out to your audience, okay?
Yep.
Do you have something to say? Is there something that you've always wanted to put out there and you weren't sure of what the platform was? I feel that was very much your case, in a sense that everybody had told you should do a podcast, and you had so much to say and you had so much education to give your clients.
And my connections.
And your connections. But just a regular podcast didn't really match your target audience.
No.
Your target audience likes to watch videos of you.
And they're used to seeing me on video since I kind of already built that up. So that's why it just made sense. But then adding the podcast element, I just opened myself up to even more viewers, I guess, and listeners and people. It's awareness. Well, I hope that we covered exactly what video podcasting is, who it's for, and why it would benefit your business. If they want to learn more, Lindsay, tell them where they can find you and find information more about it.
So if you would like to learn more about video podcasting, how it works, and how you can set yourself up to educate your clients, give us a call at 661-313-3907 or email me at lindsay@schlickart.com.